The views and opinions of the guest on We Are Flatbush does not reflect the views and opinions of the platform. We do not instigate, propagate, or glorify anything. It's all educational and entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy and thank you for watching.
Alright, boy. We are Flatbush and we back again. And I say when we back, man, we back with a classic, authentic flavor interview here today. We taking y'all back today, man. We taking y'all back from the high school days. Jumping on the train and going to MACYS and gonna get that fresh piece. We out here with the low lives, representing the low lives. We have PRANCE Low and Rack Low in the building. What's up, y'all?
Salute.
Peace.
Okay, man.
Pleasure to be here, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's an honor. I can't even say glad. It's an honor to have Low Lives, the representatives of Low Lives, come on, We Are Flatbush, and tell the people from Flatbush how this thing all started, how this crazy wave started, that it trickled through all over the world, from Japan to Harlem to Virginia to Miami. Everybody rocking that L-O, P-O-L-O, you know what I mean? So let's start this off, man. Let's start this off real gravy, real gravy. Polo lives, Low Lives, man. When did Low Lives start? What year you think Low Lives started, right?
Officially started in 1988. You know, it pretty much consists of like two crews, one from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and one from Crown Heights. Crown Heights being St. John's Place, and Brownsville being Marcus Garvey Village. You know, both areas pretty much was getting down as far as our slogan, money, hoes, and clothes. And I had the privilege of living in both St. John's and in Marcus Garvey. And then at some point, as I was seeing how both crews got down and all the similarities they had as far as getting money, getting fly, going to all the different hip-hop clubs, and just staying fresh and wanting to, you know what I mean, survive on a day-to-day basis, I decided to like pretty much unite both crews, you know, bring both crews together.
So you the one that brought the both crews together?
Yeah.
I never knew that part.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
so before we get to that part, before you got the crews together,
Okay.
before y'all got together, that means y'all was crews by yourselves.
Yes.
And y'all probably didn't even know the other side yet, but y'all were doing the same things. All right, then. So talk for your side first. And what side is that? St. John's?
That's St. John's, yeah.
Okay. When y'all started off doing y'all thing, you know what I mean, as far as the St. John guys, and y'all was, you know, wanted to get fly. What made y'all say y'all wanted to jump off the porch and say, okay, yo, we gonna make this a brand. We gonna make this a style. You know what I mean? What made y'all consider that first?
It was all about survival, you know? Like, that's where the boosting came into play at, you know what I mean? Like, even before the polo, it was all about just hitting up Midtown and just taking money, you know what I mean? Whether it was, you know what I mean, snatching change, digging pockets, jostling, you know?
Jocelyn. Please explain to the people what Jocelyn is.
Yeah,
they might think they might be thinking you're talking about Jocelyn from Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
Let people know what Jocelyn is.
It's like, you know, we was like professional pickpocketers, you know what I mean? We used to go on the trains, the different buses going back and forth to KP, Kings Plaza, and just going in people's wallets, you know what I mean? Pocketbooks, taking out, you know what I mean, credit card, the, you know, money and all that. So it was like different levels to it, you know? A lot of people started out with like the pickpocketing first, and then the boosting came into play, hard body, you know? And then like, as we just expanded, the chain snatching, you know what I mean? That was real heavy for Low Lives as well.
I ain't know that part.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Low Lives just jean clothes. Now you give me real history, now.
Nah, it was like different criminal aspects that came along with it, you know? Like a lot of people think it was all just about boosting and taking clothes, but nah, like I said earlier, it was about survival, you know? A lot of wars with other crews, you know? Like going to 40 Deuce, Times Square. You had crews from like Cypress Hills, you had Roosevelt, you had dudes from Flatbush, Bushwick. So like 42nd Street, Times Square was like a meeting point for all the ill Brooklyn crews, you know?
Okay.
Especially if you was living that hip hop nightlife. So you had like a lot of live wires that used to come to 42nd Street. Just so you know, to be out there, get the chicks, take all the vintage photos with all the different photographers that was out there.
Okay.
And you know, in a lot of cases,
Kicks on the deuce, basically.
yeah.
Some kicks on the deuce.
And a lot of times we clash, you know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you about
Them
that.
them seeing all you know, the fly shit we had, you know, the Polo boys, you know, all the fly colorful low that was classic that they really couldn't access, you know what I mean? It was a lot of clashes, you know? And a lot of drama erupted, you know, with different crews and all that.
Like the Polo boys.
Yeah, so it was just like, you know, like the Deuce was like the stomping grounds, you know, for but not only for Brooklyn heads, for everybody who lived in the 5 boroughs. That was just like the meetup place, and it's like you had to be there. You had to be live in the flesh, you know what I mean? Just to show off your shit, you know what I mean? Show that you was one of them dudes or one of them females, and
Fashion headquarters.
exactly. So you sort of like gained a reputation just by being on the Deuce, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, before you get to the deuce, not to say that before you get to the deuce, you just said a lot of crews clashing.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. With that being said, y'all boosting clothes. Y'all looking fly. Y'all taking dudes' girls. But when y'all boost these clothes, y'all ain't got no car outside to go throw y'all stuff in. Y'all jumping back on MTA's train, right?
Nah, we had cars, bro.
You had cars
Yeah,
back then?
yeah.
Okay.
We had cars. We had people that used to like. We had caravans and cars.
Okay, well, see,
They like-
I thought brothers was on the train.
Nah, I mean, listen. The trains was like the main.
Access.
You had access to like Midtown Manhattan, the Bronx. You know what I mean? Even Jersey, Connecticut. We would take the Metro North, Long Island Railroad, Trailways bus. So we had different forms of transportation, but we had a lot of people that used to drive us out. So let's say we go to Jersey, Bergen County, New Jersey, and we hit up with like Riverside Square Mall. A person would drive us out there. We'd go on like to Saks Fifth, Lord and Taylor, catch Massive Low, and then we come back to the car and just stash it in the car and go to another mall, Garden State Mall. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So it was like ring around the rosy. We would hit up all the different malls in that particular district or area.
I heard when dudes used to go boosting, right? Because I heard this from a booster back in the day, that when he used to go boosting, just say Macy's, let's say for Macy's for example, they catch wreck, and I asked him like, where you stash your stuff? If you caught like 3-4 pieces right now, and you want to go get some more, where you stash it? He said, oh, I'll go find an Arab. They might want a tie, a shirt, or something. So I stash my shit with them. Y'all go back in the mall. Cause I be like, damn, y'all came back to the hood with a duffel bag full of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So that means you out there, you ain't booked this all in one shot. I mean, so where you stash your shit at? You know
Yeah,
what
so
I mean?
like rolling around Midtown, you always had relationships. You know what I mean? Like you said, different stores, and we had like people that was like security guards in certain establishments. So we would pretty much go to the stores, G off, and you know, let them hold it till we finish off the mission. But when we went out of, so let's say we went out of state on a mission, we would pretty much come out the stores and stash the shit like in the bushes. Like that was sort of like a little distance from the mall. That was like the stash spot. And every time we came out the mall, we'd go back, you know what I mean, back and forth until we was finished. And then at the end, we'd go grab all the shit and just get back on whatever
The
transportation,
train,
yeah,
cars and all
or
that
the bus, yeah, like that.
All right, so now, like I said, I want to get to the point where y'all getting these bags and y'all on this train, and y'all seeing people like VIP,
Yeah.
D-Seps, Brownsville dude, niggas that's hungry, niggas that ain't fly, niggas that want to get fly.
The
And
wolves.
The wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
The wolves. They smell the blood. The blood is the clothes. And they smell it. The blood is the clothes.
You
and they
ready.
see y'all fly. They on the other side of the train with a fatigue on and a scully, and they look to the left. They see this dude fresh to death, and he got a big bag.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 is clothes in there. So when dudes run down on y'all, what y'all going to do with that type of lifestyle?
Well, you know what I mean? Like, as far as that, like, we always kept weapons on us, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was the orange box cutters, the Gem Star blades, you know what I mean? When we went on missions, we didn't really carry firearms.
Right.
Like, we stayed away from that, you know, because we understood that the type of charge you will get, it went from, like, grand larceny or petty larceny to a felony.
Right.
So a lot of heads didn't really, like, carry guns on boosting sprees. Now the guns came into play like later on, like in the early 90s. Heads
Why
like,
you think? And why you think that came into play? Because I mean, why you think that came into play? I want to see your answer.
I mean, that came into play because people, you know what I mean, heads started doing juxes, like running up in stores and just sticking up the whole joint. You know what I mean? Whether it was, but not for clothes though, for jewelry.
Okay.
That's when the rollies and all that came into play. You know what I'm saying? So heads would run up in there and do stuff
I
like
used
that.
to get a whiff about people used to say. Let me know if this is true or not. People used to say that low lives, so called, is pussy. You know what I mean? They ain't live niggas. They not street dude. They just fly dude. So niggas felt that. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's real. That's real.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we say here a lot. You know what I mean? Coming from the other end, them niggas is pussy. Them niggas ain't no live. Them niggas just got fly gear. You can rob them. Them niggas ain't gonna do nothing. So the rumor was that what we heard was low lives dudes that wearing low, they started to carry guns because niggas thought they was pussy. So they had to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? So is there any truth to that too?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely an element. You know, dudes had burners as far as like going to Empire Skating Rink, you know what I mean? All other different places where a lot of low heads and low crews used to congregate. That's for sure, you know what I mean? But as far as all the clashes, it was plenty of clashes, man. You know what I mean? With different crews around Brooklyn. And just because you wore polo, you had like an abundance of polo, you know what I mean? Whether it was in your crib or you wore a lot of it, it didn't really mean you was a low life, like a day one low life. It was a lot of heads around Brooklyn wearing polo. Like
you got it now though.
Yeah, you could have been from FAP. You could have been from, you know what I mean, steam teams, Albany Ave. It was different crews. N.A. Rock, Kingston, Roosevelt, the heads out in Bushwick, the heads out in Coney Island. Well, you know, official lowlifes came from two places, St. John's and Marcus Garvey. Those were the official lowlifes. But it was like hundreds of other low heads out there representing.
I'm glad you made that statement because
definitely
there's a lot of people, like you just said, that because they wear low don't mean they're low lives.
Right.
But I see, like what you just said there, you just said something that I kind of live off of. Not say live, but that I understand from that era. I'm like, a low life is a dude, like you said, St. John's, Brownsville, that go out there and boost. You don't buy clothes.
Yeah, you don't buy.
That's as far as I know about low life.
That's the blueprint.
That's the blueprint.
Right.
You don't buy clothes, you boost it. You know what I'm saying? So when you start to see everybody rocking it, like it was like accessible, like at one point in time everybody was rocking low.
Exactly.
Not everybody was rocking low at one point in time. That's like not everybody, but now it's so accessible. Low is in Jimmy Jazz. Low is in, you know what I mean, everywhere. You know what I mean? At one point, low was just Macy's.
Right.
Or, you know, the high-end stores, like
exactly.
Coolies and all places like that. So, when you see dudes in that, I'm just talking about those eras. We're not talking about now. When you see dudes rocking that low in those eras, how did you feel? Like, cause you represent a brand. You represent a crew that, like you say, live and die for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got dudes out here that didn't do what you did, but they getting the credit for what you did. How you felt about that?
I mean, like, in the beginning, you know what I mean? Like, normally you would be like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Niggas biting the style, just trying to bite the swag and all that. But we had to understand that we became very influential as far as having an impact on other neighborhoods and, you know what I mean? Making them want to be fly, you know what I mean? And have like similar dress codes and all of that. That's why the whole movement spread like wildfire throughout New York State, New York City. It went on to Connecticut, Philly, Rhode Island, you know what I'm saying? Down south, Delaware, Maryland, Boston, you know, all these different places. And eventually it shot across seas, you know, Germany, Sweden, Australia, Japan, you know,
London,
Paris, France. So so it was all about like just being influential and people really looking at us as like, yo, those dudes that really set the trend, set the pace, and it became a business after a while, you know. It's a business,
I lived down south for a little bit in ATL, and like I said, you know what I mean, like I said, but I come from Brooklyn. The low lives is big. The fashion that's big to us. Then, like you said, it got out of hand. Like not out of hand, but it spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
So now I went down south and I'm seeing dudes rocking low, but they not rocking low like the way we rock low.
Right.
They rocking a lot of horses. Yeah. They rocking a lot of horses. I'm like, damn, y'all need to rock a lot of horses. You know, we're in the USA, we're in sports, and we're, you know what I mean?
Nah, cause back in those towns, bosses with horses. You know what I mean? That's their slogan and their
right.
thing. But now with time go on and we got our chapter down there, and they lay it up, and they got photo shoots down there, and they're low south down there. You know what I mean? And they represent for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it ain't even that we just worldwide. We in the States also.
Yeah, definitely.
Represent
Throughout America.
So I'm gonna ask you, Prince. I mean, not to switch up. I know a lot of questions I was shooting at.
Nah, it's
Right.
all good.
Nah, it's all good. I mean,
You got to get to the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with you, Prince, like I said, you know what I mean? You was one of the guys. Matter of fact, you are one of the guys that are in ahead of this, of the low life movement
Right.
in the music industry.
Definitely.
Right,
Yeah.
You one of the forefathers, the forefront of the low lives in the music industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I ain't never seen niggas rock like your group. You come from a group called Jiggy,
Yes, correct.
right? And they was like one of the first guys. Not to say I won't say first, but they was kind of the first guys to put that kind of blueprint of the low life. Because you know, Pool Bar and them niggas, they was coming with the
No,
style,
correct.
the style of it. But y'all came with that. This is what it is, double L,
Yeah,
big
yes,
Pull.
yes.
This is what it is.
From the album cover into the videos,
everything.
you seen that was the blueprint.
The
It was
niggas rocking the hat. Niggas had, and then like Rack said, it started out in two different places.
Yes.
Garvey and the John. Now you seeing it somewhere else.
Yes.
You seeing niggas uptown wearing it.
Yes.
You seeing niggas you seeing niggas uptown doing this shit like what? This is what y'all niggas is on. This what y'all niggas is on.
right,
So
right.
you're like, yo, I'm like, wow. So that's my man from Brooklyn, vibing with an uptown crew, and they all influenced by the Brooklyn swag.
That's it, correct. But because of the New York nightlife and the clubs, I'm seeing some of the brothers from MGV and St. John's. After they boosting, they come in the clubs bagging shorties while I'm dancing in the circle with the low on.
Serious.
And then my girl at that time, Saba, she went to printing with one of the low lives, B-Bob Low.
Shout out
And
to
then
Saba, that's
you
my
already
girl.
know. And then she now was like, yo, my boyfriend Prance, he danced for special ed. Yo, he got the same fresh with the swag and everything. Yo, you gotta meet him. And he like, what? From Flatbush? Word? Oh, word? Niggas get fresh like that? Yo, I gotta meet this dude. So then he met me. We built. We started going to Red Zone, stuff like that. He introduced me into Frankie Boo. You know what I'm saying? Free Frankie Boo too. You know what I mean? So at this time, the whole premise of Low Lives 2 was you needed one L with another L. So you needed one person to co-sign the other L for you to have your love and loyalty for the Low Lives. So when they gave me that now, then I ran with it because I signed the contract with Polydor Records with Jiggy. Now we was dancing with Special Ed and YZ and everybody, and then we just got our deal with and did Toss It Up, and that was our first single. Now at this time it was 1992. For some reason, I always say in hip hop it's people, places, and things. So I was at the right place at the right time with the right crew shopping for the video. So I could have went a day before they released the 1992 stuff and then seen horses. So the video would have been straight horses, and I would have ran with the bosses with horses. And Jiggy would have been on that time.
You at the right time.
But I went when 92 stadium stuff came through, and I was like, nah, grab that. Nah, hold that. Nah, get that of your size. And we just flooded it, and we just emulated what we be seeing in the clubs, what I see in the streets, what I see in the zone, what I see with my family. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? I got people now 30 years in the game, it's 50 years of hip hop. They appreciate me and salute me for like them starting their collection just watching Video Music Box and seeing that video with the 1992.
Name some of the people like in the industry that follow the Low Life brand code.
We're like Polo related in their videos.
Like, just like how
shout out Cellar Dwellers. You know what I mean?
Grand Poobah.
Grand Poobah, definitely. Raekwon. There's a famous it's sold out now, but it's a limited edition that was in Japan with the Toss It Up, the Poobah, and the Raekwon video on one T-shirt that's sold out over there or whatever. It's supposed to re-release later on, but stay tuned to that. But I mean, those type of videos were synonymous because of the Snow Beach, the Teddy Bear, the Alpine, and the 1992 Stadium. Now you go on eBay and check the prices on those type of iconic pieces, and you see that it's like baseball cards or collecting stamps, or you know what I mean. It goes up in price.
Yeah. Ralph
Lauren is the only American clothing designer that goes up in price, like Gucci and Dior and Chanel and everything. You know what I mean? And he's a rags to riches story like us. He from the Bronx. He tried to start with ties and everything, and you see now he got the whole Olympics, he got the U.S. Open, and helpful with us doing what we do. He recognized, and he sells our book. He got us in his Polo apps. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, whoa. I'm just hearing a whole bunch of shit. Wait, so you tell me Ralph Lauren, the man that designed these clothes, he fucks with the lowlives?
Definitely.
So y'all telling me that Ralph Lauren, the man that designs Polo, Chap, Red Label, he fucks with the lowlives?
Definitely.
For sure. Definitely. Like
how many years it took Ralph to fuck with y'all?
It took some decades, because
what do you think made Ralph want to fuck with y'all?
Consistency
and just having loyalty to the brand, and like a never losing focus, because as a fashion designer, Ralph is the standard. Every fashion designer want to try to get to that level that Ralph is at, whether it's as far as his success, the materials that he used in making the clothing, and just the overall impact he's having in society. So everybody's like following the Ralph Lauren lead. But him being involved with us, it kicked off like with him having us in his documentary, the Ralph documentary. And then after that, like Thurston had a chance to meet him face to face.
Yeah, shook hands with him.
Shook hands with him.
What do you think made him catch the whiff of y'all? Finally, what was it? Did somebody actually bump into him in the street like, yo, you gotta check out the Low Lives or something? Like, what was it that made him open his eyes and finally say, these guys are doing the damn thing?
Well, I think like with him like realizing, like I said, the loyalty to the brand, seeing the impact that we had, not only like in America but across seas, and just seeing how we was able to bring people from all walks of life together.
True indeed.
Different shades. As far as people, like people from different ethnicities and all that. Like we didn't just stay in Brooklyn. It became like this global movement, and then like the constant work we putting in, releasing books, the music videos,
the photo shoots.
I understand all of that.
The collection.
I was stealing his clothes first.
But this is the
I'm
thing.
Just being real, like I was stealing.
That's the thing too. Like I said, with the consistency, like after us with Ziggy with the music and stuff like that, Rack and Thurston came with music and started going around the world, also doing stuff. So and representing that polo culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that now always got a buzz when MySpace and all this internet stuff started happening. That's when people started doing their due diligence and they research on real dudes doing real things in real time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people just catching up to what we've been doing for mad long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Like
I'm
even
really absorbing this
even
shit.
back in '98, like Prince said, we was doing the music. You know, I mean, Thirst had a chance to visit places like Sweden,
Talk about it.
Germany,
Yes.
London, Amsterdam, and we would actually be out there performing live, and the audience will be with nothing below on. Like,
how did that feel?
it felt ill. It was
Y'all
just
ain't
like,
on the radio.
nah,
Y'all not on the radio.
straight
Y'all ain't got
underground,
big videos.
straight underground. You
And
know?
y'all in Sweden
Yeah.
going off of something that y'all started off in '88. Think about it.
We was in Gothenburg, Sweden, performing at a club called Fat Milk. You know what I mean? Me and Thurston on the stage performing, doing all our underground hits, and like the crowd just rocking mad low, throwing up L's. And I think that was like the beginning of us making that transition from the States to like on an international level.
Yes.
You know, yeah, that through the music. It started like through the music, because to be honest with you, the low and low lights became dormant for a minute. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the early 90s and all that, because the mid 90s, because heads like just stopped doing it.
Yeah, I wanted to get to that.
Yeah,
like,
heads-
it
heads
was a
has-
time.
Right.
It was a time when we was growing up. That was the shit. And then it died out.
Yeah, it took a pause.
It took,
Yeah.
it took a nice pause.
Yeah,
It took
respectfully.
A nice,
Yeah.
a nice, and then all of a sudden,
We just reignited
everybody
it
like,
through the music.
everybody like, yo, I want that old piece back. Like, you know what I mean? It's like everybody like, alright, you know what I mean? I remember I would go pick one of them up. I'm like, damn, I want that piece.
Yeah.
That shit look good. Then before you know it, I just see like a domino effect.
Yeah.
It just start coming back
That's it.
the way it was back in '88.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what the?
It was needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
But
was
you know
a-
what played a huge part in that too? The internet, social media.
Yes.
Social media gave us the ability to connect with different territories around the world,
That's it.
and to put like more eyes on us. And that's how a lot of these other countries really start to understand what we represent and what we was about through social media. Like even before like Instagram, I'm talking about MySpace.
Okay.
You know, those platforms, especially MySpace. Like
Yes.
that was
I
like,
remember MySpace. I remember
yeah,
that.
it was like it erupted on MySpace, you know, and then like Facebook came into play, then Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So, and just like the whole social media movement, man, it just sort of
It
like,
just took off. So what year you thought it? What year can you say it kind of died down, and what year you think it kind of picked back up?
well, me and Thurston started going on tour like in 97, 98. So I would say like 93 to like 96, going into 97. It was it had slowed down heavily, because like a lot of the OGs, the originators of the movement,
Let's talk about them.
they
Let's
went
talk
off.
about originators.
They was doing other things. You know, a lot of people was incarcerated, locked up, doing, you know what I mean, bids. A lot of people had passed away, and a lot of people just started like venturing off into other things in life. You know, not really related to the polo, the boosting. Like maybe like having a job, starting a career, taking care of family. You know what I mean? Like doing other things that was really important.
Fork in the road.
Yeah,
Fork
yeah.
in the road.
Growing up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so with that, okay, glad you just said that. You know, people was doing different things. Do you think it was a point in time where brothers was like, all right, man, this shit is played out now, man. This shit is over with. It's over with. You know, we had fun. You know what I mean? We dress fly. You know what I mean? But, you know, I don't make money for looking fly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get money for putting on polo, so this shit is over with. You never get to a point of life like that for y'all? You know what I'm saying? Go talk to, I might want to
And at that time too, you got people in your ear like, yo, you know he don't want you wearing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And all of that in your
Good
ear.
one. That's a good
Which
one.
was always a myth.
That was
That
a
was
good one,
always a
man.
myth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talk
That
that.
definitely
yeah.
was a good
But
one.
I gotta throw that out
Yeah.
there because we always heard that because we always
Yeah.
stayed consistent
true to what y'all
to the
did.
uniform.
Right.
Because it's just the uniform.
Right.
Because it's what the individual as a low life do within the uniform. You know what I mean? And that's
right.
what it is.
I mean, you do your thing with your uniform.
Right.
You take that uniform and you.
Yeah, I try to spread the love and loyalty for music, dance, hip hop, and fashion, and keep my brothers on as a banner. with me, and my jiggy, and my special ed, and whatever I've done in my past. You know what I'm saying? I just try to keep a good resume within this hip hop thing, because I know how quick it could tarnish. You know what I mean?
Very quick.
Yeah, so I try to keep my shit very sucker free within this society of hip hop.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
That's
just
real,
trying to
yeah,
say.
And we had a slogan too, like the low don't make the man make the low.
Ooh, I like
So
that. Say
it
that
was
again.
like the low don't make the man make the low. Like a lot of people may think because they rocking low and they got a large amount of low that they got an ill reputation. But like we see it as that's just a uniform. Your reputation as a person.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like how you look at life, your point of view
Views.
is way more
How you
important
stand
than
on- how you
the
stand
dress
in your
code.
business.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's real important, man.
Let's talk about the founders. Let's talk about some founders right now. You know what I mean? It's only right we talk about the founders. Like I heard Thurston say one of the things, like he said in one of his songs, he always gonna mention these guys for the rest of his life in this movement. So
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the founders, like the founders from St. John's and Garvey, like Ski Black.
Rest
I
in
mean,
peace.
Let's talk about Ski Black. You know what I mean? Capone.
Pass Capone. Rest in
I mean,
peace.
I'm throwing
Yeah.
out some names I heard. Ski Black is one of them.
Yeah.
I definitely know. So let's talk about some of the fallen soldiers before we talk about some of the founders, which are the founders also too. But let's talk about the fallen soldiers like Ski Black. Let's mention some of the fallen soldiers.
Yeah, you had like rest in peace, rest in Polo, you know, Ski Black. You had Ninja. You had Mr. Raisin, Pass Capone, Marco Polo. You know, a lot of brothers that really helped pave the way and build this movement. They unfortunately like lost their lives in the early stages of low lives. You know, and it was like a lot due to jealousy and envy coming from different sides. You know, people wanted to pretty much have what we had. You know what I mean?
How that make you feel? Like
Pardon me. You said rest in peace, B. Bill?
And Boost and Billy, rest in
Please,
peace.
please,
Yeah.
please. Shout out,
Boost
shout
and
out.
Billy Boost and Billy the Great. Yeah.
Thank
Billy
you.
the Great, yeah.
Definitely.
I heard his
Definitely.
name.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cat
How
Mike.
do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you look back at some of your brothers that passed away due to law, due to like a garment, fabric?
Yeah.
Like you look back at it years later, like you know what I mean, and your friend ain't here because of a piece of material.
Rest in peace, Pumpkin too, from Marcus Garvey.
Definitely.
You know what
My
I'm
bro
saying?
Pumpkin,
Like,
yeah.
how do y'all feel about that? I mean, death is death, but like I said, it's over a piece of clothes. Like
Yeah.
when you look back at it now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it was like signs of the times, you know, like it was rough for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't have, you know, the access to get all these valuable pieces that we were able to do, you know, to have in our collections. Like it took hard for people to run up in a place like Saks Fifth Avenue, Lord and Taylor, Macy's, Barnwood Teller, Bloomingdale's. You know, like all these places were like considered like high-end stores, and
Describe that, please.
Yeah.
Not only just say it. I want you to describe y'all going in the store, these high-end stores, 4, 5, 10, 20 deep, with a mission. Describe that mission.
all right,
Describe
definitely.
that mission.
So here's the mission. Like, let's go with B. Ortman's. It's probably like what 2 blocks over from Macy's on 34th Street on 5th Avenue. Macy's is on 6th Avenue. B. Ortman's was on 5th Avenue on 34th Street. You know, going to B. Ortman's, we would go there like after the skating rink on Sundays. Different times of the day, you know, weekends, weekdays, it didn't matter. We would just all get up on a train, you know. It could have been 20, 30, 40 of us. But we knew that we had a certain destination. And most of the times, man, especially like in the evenings, B. Ortman's was that place. Because it was first of all, the low sections, back in those days, for some reason, all of the department stores had the low by the door on the first floor. So they made it real easy and convenient for us to just go up in there and mob and just snatch up. But like we would go to B. Ortman's, man, and I think the section was on Madison Avenue. and we would just go up in there and just ransack the place, you know. We were all just into the polo section, and we wasn't even trying to be sneaky and use our boosting skills. We would just go up in there, snatch what we want, whether it was racks, maybe it was 10 sweaters, whatever items that you wanted in your collection that you didn't have. You just to go up in there, grab it, and just run towards the exit. And security pretty much removed himself from the door. Because it was drama.
So you trying to tell me when security see all this shit, he looked the opposite way.
Yeah, he just moved to the side.
Easy?
He just moved to the side. But don't get me wrong though, it was a lot of security guards that went all out. You know, like you had the D's up in Bloomingdale's, and mind you, a lot of the D's that worked in these stores, they lived in our neighborhoods. So we would go to Bloomingdale's and we would see the D's that lived in East New York, lived in Crown Heights. So they already knew they knew what time it was, where we was coming
for.
for.
Let me ask you this, because I heard about this too. I remember one time I was in Tilden and they told us this. They said, listen, man, I don't care what y'all do, but somebody got to get caught.
Yeah.
And sometimes niggas will bring the little dumb nigga with you. I'm just being real. Sometimes they bring the nigga that, you know, that wasn't really down with us.
Yeah.
And not to say we made him get locked, but, you know, we moving, we know how he moving. Like, yo, he's going to get back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody got to be that guy.
So, it's like how you said, you had security, sometimes they might put you on. How to do the damn thing when y'all gonna rush the store, right?
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
Like I remember it was a time, it was like the anniversary cross flags. It was like 1987, 87, 88. 88, I would say though. And this Bloomingdale's on 59th and Lex had these sweaters, you know. And I remember it was me, Boostin' Billy, my man A.B. Rock, White Boy Scott from Bed-Stuy, Lulu Chris, G. George from St. John's, you know what I mean? We all just ventured out to Bloomingdale's, you know? Now, when we into Bloomingdale's, it was a whole table full of anniversary cross flag sweaters. The knitted version, the stripes, the tricolors. I mean, every version that they had on the market was pretty much on this table. When we went into the store and we all made one circle around the table, we cleared the whole table out. You know what I'm saying? We cleared the whole table out. But check this. When we cleared the whole table out and we got outside, it took at least 5 seconds for the D's to appear, and they just started snatching heads up. You know what I mean? It was so real, they threw my man into a moving taxi cab. Like, just, you know, slammed him into a cab, just trying to apprehend everybody. And on that particular day, I would say 98% of us got caught. Like 2 people got away. So once we got caught, I mean, heads ran as far as Central Park. I mean, some heads made it to probably like 47th Street. But the D's were so persistent and hungry, it was their business to bring us back. You know what I mean? And so they backed all of us.
They had that table out there for bait.
Yeah, man.
I was just about to say, I mean, they said y'all coming through catch a wreck on a rag.
Yeah.
So like, you know what? We gonna wait for the little.
Yeah, definitely.
And y'all not knowing, like, y'all see the cheese in the trap. Y'all going and get the cheese with the low. And y'all like, I gotta get that. I'm gonna look, it's right there.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
But on that day, that was like one of the main times I can remember where like the majority of us got caught on that rush. Yeah.
That's one of the biggest ones you can say.
Yeah.
Got caught.
I mean, that was like the biggest rush for those particular sweaters.
Okay.
Those line of sweaters, yeah.
See how you say you break it
sure.
down for garments, sweaters.
Yeah.
See? I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
So,
that was the biggest rush.
I want to ask you about. We just talked about the fallen soldiers. You know what I mean? And I said about the founders. A lot of the founders, the first group. Like I heard names like Ralph Lowe.
Definitely.
I heard names like
Frankie Bull.
Frankie Bull. I heard Beck. I heard about Reese.
You had Frizz
Carlos
Lowe.
Steve Black.
You had A.V. Rock, Carvel, Rudy Lowe.
Disco. I mean, name some more. I know it's
Wick Wack.
It's some founders, you know what I mean? We want to give these dudes the credit for what's going on today. And they started that.
Yeah.
They were one of them guys. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Like
So I want you to salute those guys. Thurston Howell, all these niggas.
Yeah, salute to all the originals, the founders. You know, we had you had Sharif and Rodney from Kingsborough. You know, you had legendary boosters like Oliver that came out of Brownsville. You know, he was like one of the nicest boosters around.
Okay, what makes a nice booster? I mean, you steal these, but what makes it nice?
Like just the way,
Yes,
first
sir.
of all, the amount of stuff that he's able to come home with off the boosting spree. You know? Now when you come off the boosting spree, anybody can have like a lot of clothes, but it's how you put it together. How you coordinate it. How you coordinate the guests with the polo, the Decente, the Jerry G, the profile, you know, the Sergio Cicchini. It was like a mass amount of brands, and what makes a low life different is the way we can like coordinate everything together to give it that look. Cause we all try to like capture this look, you know. That's why like at Empire Skating Rink, you know, it was all about the look. Like you was able to tell the lowlights from other boosting crews, you know, because like we didn't just come in there with a sweater on, you know, we came in there with the whole head to toe.
Head to toe, like
Everything.
look like a mannequin.
Yeah.
Look like a mannequin. I'm glad you just mentioned crew's name. All right, I want you to break down all the crews. I don't want to say under Low Lives, but
Affiliated.
under the
Affiliated.
umbrella of Low Lives.
Right.
Low Lives is the branch, all the leads. And you had crews like Steam Team. I went to school with them. You know what I mean? And I guess they named Steam Teams because all they basically did was just steam.
Yeah, they
That's
steam,
the
yeah,
thing. So,
steam out. Yeah.
Can you name some more crews that was out there, like the Steam and the Ralphie? Because I don't remember all, so I want the people to know all the names. Because everybody only think of Low Lives. They think there's Low Lives. Everybody Low Lives. Nah.
Yeah.
Break it down to the people.
Well, I mean, like I said, you had like, it was different crews, you know, like coming from different areas. So you had like Steam Team, like you just mentioned. You had Albany and Fenimore. You had dudes from Roosevelt Projects, my man Duke and them. You had NA Rock Boosters. You had Kingston Avenue. You had FAP, Franklin Avenue Posse. You have the Brownsville section. You have boosters out in Bushwick. So it was just scattered all over Brooklyn at one particular time, you know? And then downtown Fulton Street, near Albee Square Mall, that became like a meeting point for all the boosters and all the dudes that used to wear polo, you know? Yeah, but it was like, it was mass amounts of crews. Even out here in Flatbush, you know? It was dudes out, it was dudes out
Name the
here.
ones in Flatbush specifically. We want to know.
Yeah.
I know. We want to know. We want to know.
Definitely like Steam Team was like one of the main
Yeah, they're talking
dudes
about
out
Chip.
in
Shout
East
out
Flatbush.
Chip and,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What's up with
Gerard and everybody.
Was they Waplow?
Who?
Steam Team dude's name was Waplow, if I'm correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to school with him.
No Pedro and
Pedro.
yeah, yeah. You already know. Shout out all them dudes. You already
And then you had ill boosters from like the 90s. My man Dre, rest in peace. You had Kerm Lowe. You had Peanut. You had Sergio. You know, like Boostin' Bob was like, you know, from Crown Street.
Right.
So you had like different people that made great contributions to
Steve
the
Austin.
Steve Austin, you know,
Yeah.
that made great contributions to the movement. And at some point, we just all formed under this one umbrella. But even though Low Lights was like ahead of the pack, you had other crews like FAP. They was getting busy. You had like Horace, you had Reg, you had Mick, you know, Little Ryan, you had Littles. You had people that was really, really putting in massive amounts of work, you know, and really doing their thing heavily.
Coming back on the block with a black garbage bag.
Yeah, definitely.
And
man.
you got dudes that
busy.
just wasn't even a crew, just one man armies by themselves. You know
Definitely,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had those. You had those because like how we talk about Clep.
Yeah,
Clep,
Juggernaut.
Yeah.
I don't know them to be a part of any crew.
Exactly.
I consider
A
them
one man
crew,
business.
right.
Yeah.
I never known them to be a low line, deep, or whatever. I just know them to be four of them catch a wreck.
That's it.
Yeah, but I should see Clep a lot on the FAP side.
Yeah,
That's what. Yeah, he was notoriously known for being like with them over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Flatbush. Westbury to Lincoln, Clarkson Ave to Lennox, 2-1st to Church, Nostrand Ave to Riddock, Newkirk to 2-3rd, the junction where the 2 stop, Veer side the 90s, Flatbush Ave and Bear High.
We are Flatbush.